Hello everyone, my name is Jess. I'm the social media specialist at Mocktail Fossander, and I just finished a video explaining something that happened to me last week. So if this doesn't make sense, you might want to go watch that one. But in summary, I wrote a tweet that got retweeted by Fast Company, a company with an online Twitter profile that has over 500,000 followers. So I got a lot of comments and replies from that. And this video is to reply to some of those people. So the tweet that I sent out said, if you wouldn't feel comfortable saying it in a megaphone at a crowded mall, then you shouldn't post it on social media. And I hashtagged it the rules. Here's what people replied. So as I'm sure you're going to be able to tell, I feel very strongly about some of these questions and my replies to them. And also, just for clarification before I start, I'm going to use the name that they have in their Twitter profile because some of the handles are ridiculously hard to read or very long. So, let's get started. So, I would like to start with saying that I am sorry if I pronounce anyone's names wrong, and my handle is @Manfreya. So, the first comment I feel very passionate about, as I'm sure you'll see, is from Hernan Sarqui. He said, @Manfreya, I bet you're a riot at parties. It's just Twitter. No one's curing cancer here. So I'm going to divide this into two parts. And to be completely honest, I'm not sure if the first part is meant to be sarcastic or not. So I'm just going to take the benefit of the doubt and say, well, yes, I am fantastic to have at parties. Now, that second part, it's just Twitter. No one is curing cancer here. I disagree with this statement so much that I'm going to prove it wrong in two ways. The literal sense, and then it's just general meaning. So, I know of at least two accounts that would strongly disagree that Twitter is not helping in the fight against cancer. The first one is the American Cancer Society. They have an official Twitter account with over 300,000 followers. And this isn't a direct quote, but their bio states that they are helping to raise awareness for cancer and find a cure. The second one is Stand Up to Cancer. They have over 130,000 followers. They're also followed by social media giants Ellen and Mashable. So yes, Twitter is helping to raise awareness and find a cure. Now, I also want to disprove just the general meaning behind this comment. I know that you weren't actually talking just about cancer, but anyone who says that it's just the internet, it doesn't matter, is completely blind. I mean, just today I heard the story about a girl who committed suicide because of things that people said online who were cyberbullying. Now, because of something that someone wrote online, they contributed to ending someone's life. If that isn't the most significant way to impact another human being, then I don't know what is. What we say on the internet matters. And not only does it matter, it's one of the only mediums where what we do and say is completely recorded and traced back to us. In real life, people don't go around following us with a tape recorder and holding us accountable to what we say. On the internet and on social media, what you write is yours forever. Even if you think you've deleted it, you haven't. The internet can be used for great things, but like most tools, it can be misused and lead to horrible consequences. So let's all recognize the power of the medium that we control and use it for good. So let's move on. Sophie wrote, @Manfreya, LOL. I wouldn't feel comfortable saying anything into a megaphone at a crowded mall. Now this is a valid point. I wasn't trying to say that introverts should be excluded from social media. So if, like Sophie, you perhaps have a fear of talking in front of groups of people, then there's another comparison that might make more sense to you. And this was actually given to me by a Twitter friend. I'm going to use his hashtag, and it's @Gorileo, Gorileo. So he gave the example that you shouldn't say anything on social media that you wouldn't feel comfortable having on a billboard with your name and picture. So, if you don't feel comfortable talking in front of people, visualize it that way. Either way, it's all about being accountable to what you say online. Now, also another shout out for him. He translated it into Spanish to share, so thank you. You're awesome. Daniel wrote, at Manfreya, hi, question mark, question mark. So my reply to you, hello, Daniel. Now I'm not sure if that's to me or what he'd say on a megaphone, but either way, greetings. So Tess Nyman wrote, not really, the two aren't compatible. Your behavior in a mall is very different to when on any social medium. Now, I know people don't actually talk about their personal lives in megaphones at a mall. And if they do at your mall, that's very interesting. But it's all about being accountable to what you say. And if in that comment you mean that people should be allowed to get away with saying things online, that's just not true. So I decided to include a positive one because I've been ranting a lot. So Robin Buick wrote, great point with a great mind visual. Thank you, Robin. So Shrutu Jagdish wrote, what happens when there are at least 25 people screaming out of the megaphone all at once? So this is true. On social media, you're not alone. There's people talking all the time that you have to compete with. To combat this, you need to be interesting, creative, and engaging. But at no point should you post rude or negative comments or things that you can't stand behind just to get people's attention. That's a horrible way to go about it. Julia Jooms replied, at Manfreya, who goes to mall for them to be crowded anymore? I think you misunderstood the point. And I go to malls. So I would like to end with Sean Tranny's reply back to my tweet. At Manfreya, and I have to clean it up a bit because it's not entirely appropriate. Who would be comfortable saying anything over a megaphone in a crowded space? Hashtag not the rules. So, might be able to notice that's pretty much the same message that Sophie said, except he was trying to be aggressive and insulting. Now, I've never met him before. Don't know why he's taken such offense to my tweet. It's okay to just respectfully disagree with people. So, John, I'm going to respectfully disagree that you need to be insulting to get a message across. The last of these contributions. Tweet me if you have any more. So, I just want to end by saying thank you to everyone who retweeted, replied, or favorited, especially Fast Company. A special thank you to you. And a special note to everyone who was tweeting me and trying to criticize. It kind of just proved what you're trying to disprove. Think about it. So, only tweet it if you mean it.